Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers got some bad news right before game one. They found out that Julius Randle was going to give it a go. Bad ankle and all. It's the 4 versus 5 matchup out east. No love lost between the Cleveland Cavaliers and New York Knicks. First quarter, Randle looks pretty darn good, if I do say so myself, in transition from the three-point line. Randle's showing you that he's still on his grind. Second quarter, the Donovan Mitchell show in full effect for Cleveland. 12 straight points from Mitchell gets the Cavs right back in this ball game. He goes for 18 in half number one. And even when he was missing, Mitchell was doing a lot of hustling for his team. Look at Donovan going to the crowd. Show me how bad you want it. Mitchell doing everything possible for the Cavs. Third quarter, Jalen Brunson makes his impact on this basketball game. A 12-point third quarter capped off by this beautiful dime from Brunson. The OB Toppin gives the New York Knickerbockers an 11-point lead on the road in game one. Fourth quarter, it's Randle again for 3. How about 19 points in his return game for the Knicks? Also had 10 boards. Can they close it out? Mitchell definitely tried to make it tough. He had 38 points. This shot was not 2 of them, but Jared Allen is there to clean up the mess, and the Cavaliers take the 1-point lead. 2 minutes to go. Who do the Knicks call on when they need a bucket down the stretch? They go to the Villanova boys. It's Josh Hart for 3. And then Brunson with the deuce. New York back up in front in the closing seconds. Brunson's trying to close this game out. He would miss, but guess who's there for the biggest rebound of the game? It's Julius Randle. I told you he had 10 boards. The New York Knicks take home court in this best-of-7 series with a 101-97 game one win behind Jalen Brunson's 27 points. The Cleveland Cavaliers have broached themselves into a very peculiar situation, right? I don't think anybody in the building of Cleveland is looking at that team and saying, hey, we don't want Donovan Mitchell. Nobody's saying it. Everybody's happy that Donovan Mitchell's a Cleveland Cavalier. Cavs made a trade. To me, I think as good a season Larry Markkinen had, getting Donovan Mitchell is just phenomenal. It is, man. Colin Sexton, Larry Markkinen, no disrespect to him, Donovan Mitchell is a home run gift for Cleveland. This is their first postseason in 25 years, a season that LeBron James is not around in. Just put that in perspective. Pretty much, they haven't made the playoffs without LeBron James since Michael Jordan was giving them that work in the late 90s, right? That's how long it's been pretty much for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're back in the playoffs under Donovan Mitchell's tutelage. He was clear as day their best player this year. But now they got to go back to the drawing board, because I'm looking at them and I'm looking at the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm noticing some reoccurring things here, some issues that are prevalent in both of these teams, man. You know, Donovan Mitchell shot like 12 to 14 threes in game one. And by the way, he was making a good amount of them in game one. That's not going to be the case every game of this series. Yo, we have to get away from this James Harden era of basketball. And look, I get it to a degree. Like, I understand Donovan Mitchell wanting to play on the perimeter versus attack the rim. He's had injuries in the postseason the last couple of years, and I understand that he's trying to preserve his body as much as he can. He plays a physical style of basketball. Obviously, he was in Utah with their owner, Dwayne Wade, who I'm sure told him a lot of game. Dwayne Wade was a guy that played a very physical brand of basketball. And once he left his prime, he left it quickly, right? Like his body broke down on him. I'm sure Donovan Mitchell's no fool. He's listening to these guys that are telling him, hey, man, you can't attack the rim, that hard, 15, 18 times a game and think your body's going to hold up in your late 20s, early 30s. But there's got to be an in-between, right? Like, I'm not saying Donovan Mitchell's got to tone down the threes. He's got to tone down, though, these off-the-dribble threes as the point guard of the team. That just can't. Too many off-the-dribble threes. I'm not telling these guys to stop shooting them, but they got to stop shooting them off the dribble, man. It's just too much. It is entirely too much. You're asking of these phenomenal players to do. every night. The jig is up. Everybody knows what's going to happen more times than not with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And here's where the issue comes in. They were playing the right way up until this season, but they went and got Donovan Mitchell. And you got to make that move if you can do it. He makes them better. They would not be the 4 seed out east if they don't go get Donovan Mitchell, but there's the conundrum right there. Before they got Mitchell, Darius Garland and company, they were playing this thing the right way. It was much more of a flowing offense. More guys got involved. Their cap was just a lot lower than when Donovan Mitchell is there. Like, Donovan is the guy that can put them over the hump for years to come, especially with Evan Mobley continuously improvement. The Knicks, though, they play team ball. You know, Jalen Brunson, the ultimate floor general, getting Julius Randle back in that lineup. Look, Julius Randle came out the gate and put the Knicks up early out in front. He was ready to go. And that throughout the game, you could tell that the ankle is still bothering him a little bit. But he gave it everything he had. If you're a Cavalier fan, you should be very afraid because you got to think Randle's only going to get better as this series progresses, the more days rest he gets, and the Knicks already got home court. And that Madison Square Garden is going to be rocking for Game 3 of this series, no matter what happens in Game 2, let alone if the New York Knicks go and steal another one in Cleveland. We obviously know these two teams don't like each other. The Donovan Mitchell thing, how it played out last offseason, the Knicks thought they had him. Cleveland said, we took some, we gotta. You know, there is bad blood. This series is going to get physical. This series is going to get ugly. Guys are going to get in each other's faces. I'm telling you, man, this is where this one's going. I thought the New York Knicks, though, they stole one here. I thought with that Cavaliers run late, they were going to take this bad boy. But give New York credit, Jalen Brunson, very aggressive to get his own bucket in this one. I think Randle maybe told him, yo, bro, I ain't got it down the stretch because the Knicks didn't go to Julius. They went to Brunson. And him and probably one of the best acquisitions at the trade deadline this past season, and Josh Hart, they took care of business. They made 2 big shots, and the New York Knicks got a 1-0 series lead. That's what I saw. I just saw a lot of hero ball from Donovan Mitchell, and he had 38 points. This was a good hero ball game. I'm just looking at guys, man. I'm one of those guys where when I see a guy take 3-4 shots, back and forth on like 4 or 5 possessions in a row, I'm looking at the teammates more than I am the shots because I know there's some of them going to fall, some of them not. But I'm looking at the teammates' body language, and I just think, Mitchell's hero ball is kind of taking some of these other Cavaliers out of the game. And, guys like Jared Allen, who if you just give him 4 or 5 little easy jams a game, Evan Mobley, if you get him like 8 to 9 touches early on, these guys will pay dividends for you on the other end of the court. A guy like Darius Garland has definitely stepped backwards in front of Donovan Mitchell's greatness. I'm looking at this Cavalier team, and you say, they're better, but they are much more predictable with Donovan Mitchell there running the show nowadays.